जय शिल प्रभुपाद। हरे कृष्णा नाम प्रभु की जय। Welcome all of you. So, it's been a exciting almost 10 days of practice of the golden quotes of Srila Prabhupada on how to be attentive in our japa. Many of you are practicing it last 10 days, and apart from hearing what I am saying, you are gaining a lot of practical realization of the role that doing effort, Kriya Chesta, is playing in, and Jnana Chesta also. Simultaneous Kriya Chesta and Jnana Chesta on each Nama is playing a very significant role to hold the attention. When the attention is locked means chanting and hearing that very chant. When the attention is locked in that manner, we can get that very subtle, pleasant taste. Chanting, come hearing taste. Divya Chesta Ruchi is there in each bead. And that Ruchi is completely, it is energizing Ruchi as compared to mentally fit, tiring kind of chanting where we have to think of attention and bring back the attention and all those things. Now, yesterday we talked about another significant milestone in our practice, and we call that as diamond quote, because in those quotes Prabhupada was revealing to us what we should do during the practice time. He told us what to practice. Diamond quotes. Golden quotes. Golden directions. Chant and exactly the same sound you hear. Chant and hear that very same sound. When you chant, you hear. While you chant, you should hear the sound. Like this, these are the golden directions. And that is a very major thrust for creating the mindful japa. What are we trying to do here? We are training a new mind slice for the purpose of mindful chanting, mindful japa. Right now, due to our old japa habits, we are having a mindless japa, thinking japa. We have been having. So we want to create a new mind slice. This is our effort. And how can a mind slice be created? It can be created by repeating what you want that mind slice to do. And this is exactly the training process, is simply trying to train a new mind slice what he should do. Not what he should not do. In other words, yesterday the diamond quotes showed us, don't bother about the old mind slice. That old mind slice has taken away our effort and gone somewhere else. You don't worry about that mind slice. Now with your freshly training mind slice, again, just chant and hear that very chant. Please release Kriya Chesta, doing effort, and bring back, no question of bringing back that mind and all those things. So this, in other words, there's a golden quote, a golden rule, how to keep the attention on each beat. Then we got a diamond code giving us a diamond rule. What is that? Diamond rule is, there is another quote of Prabhupada, even a shorter quote of Prabhupada, which I have already posted in the module. I posted as quote number 2 today morning. Here, morning walk, February 3rd, 1975, Hawaii. Devotee. Srila Prabhupada, it's very difficult to control the mind when I chant, it wanders. Isn't this our question? Yes. What did Prabhupada answer? Just see. Prabhupada. So, what is the controlling of mind? In other words, he is saying, why are you going to try to control your old mind slice? Let it go, no. What is the controlling of the mind? You have to chant and hear. Now you please strengthen your new mind slice. What is it supposed to do? Chant and hear. That's all. You have to chant with your tongue and sound you hear. That's all. What is the question of mind? Just see, essentially what Prabhupada is talking, if you want to understand it from our mind slice phenomena of the mind, where you can create any number of mind slice. What is the controlling of mind? Why are you going after the old mind slice? Leave it, no. Our business is now what? Okay, it has gone, it's gone. But our business is to focus on training the new mind slice. What is that? Chant and hear. Okay, I'll chant on, it went away, I'll again put effort, not pull back. I'll again put effort from the soul, because chesta is coming from the soul. I'll again give from the soul, forget the mind. I'll again put the soul chesta, kriya chesta and jnana chesta, doing effort and knowing effort simultaneously on the same sound. Chant and hear the same sound. So we discussed yesterday, by repeatedly doing this, the number of times in 1 minute, if you can do, initially let us say five beats or 5 beats, you are doing, you are activating your new mind slice, which is mindful japa mind slice. You are activating. Other 5 beats, it goes to thinking japa. The next minute, because you are constantly in this exercise of giving chesta, that 5 will increase to 6 mindful japa, 7 mindful japa, 8 mindful japa, like that. Automatically it will go on increasing. Finally, what will happen? Mindful japa mind slice will be fed. Whatever, any habit, whatever you feed, that habit becomes stronger, stronger and stronger and stronger. And whatever habit you starve, it becomes weaker and weaker and weaker. Yesterday we talked about the disuse atrophy. This very important to understand this. In changing any habits, this can be utilized. positively replace that habit with what you want. What kind of response you want, and what was your old response. And then focus on the positive response. Number of times. The other response will go away slowly. It will become weaker and weaker and weaker. This is what we are trying to do. Okay. Now, today let us go back to the gardener's japa. Now, we'll analyze gardener's japa from the perspective of the diamond quote and the diamond rule. The diamond rule is what? Exercise your Kriya Chesta and chant loudly and hear. Of course, here we are saying chant loudly and hear. Training period you may require loud chanting, all those things. But now, because of this, now in the temple hall, everybody should not go and chant loudly because everybody has to hear their chanting. Then the other quote of Prabhupada is there, chant loud enough for you to be heard. But this is, during practice time, exemptions are there. In practice time, you can go to one little far away from others and you can loudly chant, because 2-3 times Prabhupada says, disturb me, loudly chant. So, but that loudly chant is not required when there is no disturbance. Nicely you can chant in the sense, loud enough to be heard. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, for you to be heard. That is meaning of japa. There is something very, this Prabhupada's quote, the diamond rule, to go on simply only one effort you put, you give release from your heart, doing effort and knowing effort on the chanting. Don't try to pull back the mind and all that. This is very much, this can be observed very much in the example of the gardener. So let us analyze the gardener again, his chanting. I mean, not because he did attentive chanting because of his devotion to Prabhupada, or he is following the golden quote, or he is following the diamond quote. Not because of that. But effectively he followed. Willfully he didn't follow. Effectively he followed because of the newness of the mantra, because of the newness of the process. Therefore he followed. But still it is very interesting to find out. Let us analyze. So what was he doing? Now, because the thing that was new to him, basically, I told him, I am giving you a work. So in his mind, predominantly, it is a work. It's a doing, predominantly. And the work involves knowing, no? You have to know one mantra, finish the mantra, then go to the next mantra. So you have to know. So it is a work that needed supporting of knowing. Doing effort which required a support of knowing effort. And because that's a new doing and a new knowing, he could not have executed the challenge that I gave him without actually offering knowing, doing effort and knowing effort. He had to give Kriya Chesta and Jnana Chesta. See, for him to offer Kriya Chesta and Jnana Chesta, you don't need any philosophy. I didn't use this word, Kriya Chesta, Jnana Chesta. What I told him, do know, and then you should know. When the mantra is over, you should do that. So this giving Kriya Chesta and Jnana Chesta is something which is very natural for us. For example, I gave you 24 hours we are giving this Chesta somewhere. It's nothing new. What is new here is linking on the same mantra. And gardener, by virtue of circumstances of newness, he linked. Gardner did not know anything about, I never use the word attention, you should keep your attention, you should keep your mind there, or nothing, no instruction was given. Without any instruction, how did he do? He followed Prabhupada's golden code. Chant and hear. Chant and know that here. Out of circumstances, he had to follow that. Therefore, it got locked. Therefore, a person, first day, an uneducated person who doesn't know anything about Krishna consciousness, some reverence is there, this is God's name. No, not following any regulative principles. First day he's got energetically, not tiresome, energetically he completes 16 rounds. First day in his life. Now because of the pressure of time, because by evening I have to finish 16, Swamiji has told I should finish 16 rounds like this. 16 into 108 I have to finish. So he is having a goal, very clear goal. That goal was driving him. That goal prevented him. The additional factor, goal in his mind was an additional factor to concurrently give and to not to go and do something else. So that goal kept him, mantra after mantra. Mantra after mantra was giving him, it was not tiring to his mind, and after all it is Krishna's name, and he followed my instruction. Krishna Nama is, Nama Prabhu is there. So he got strength and energy. So he got energized. Now the question may be asked. This we already discussed. After some time, naturally, his whole doing process gets trained. That means trained doing means he is not doing. The body learns how to do. He can do something else. Trained doing, it gets trained into doing. And it gets trained into auto tracking. One is over, one bead is over, to auto tracking. That's also doing, auto tracking. Bead after bead it will move. So without any knowing attention, you can do automatically 16 rounds. Because you are trained. Bead, okay, then Meru bead comes immediately, Sakshi bead also you can move, get trained. And this is 100% will happen to him. If he is chanting, let's say for a month, 100% it has happened to for all of us. Initially, first time chanting was fresh, and therefore we established attention connection and attention touch, and we were energized, and we never felt chanting was a struggle. We never felt. The first month, 2 months, 3 months. Then what happened? And if you understand what happens and what shouldn't happen, then we can rectify. Then what happens? We did not think that I should consciously chant and hear. Just because my mind is trained. It's very good, mind is trained. Mind is trained doesn't mean now I should not consciously also do it. That means I should give my doing effort, let my physical machine do auto, no problem. But my chesta will also be there. But my chesta needs to be very less. Because in the beginning when I am training something, my chesta has to be so much. That will keep the chesta, like in the case of now I have to keep the chesta means most important thing I am coming to is you have to like chanting. I like chanting. If you like something, you will do it. Now, why should you like? Hey, it's Krishna's name. It's so wonderful to chant Krishna's name. Is it an ordinary activity? I like to do it. Even though it is auto doing, I will also like to do it. Let the auto doing, let the body do auto, no problem. But I will also like to chant, like to call out the name. Calling out the name means the soul has to be there. I like to call out the name, and I like to, now next, hearing. I like to associate with the Nama by touching the Nama. So you start liking, because you like something either for its benefits, either for its greatness of that activity. These are all things that Gardner did not know. Gardner cannot develop unless he reads Prabhupada's books within that month. He understands the value of chanting Hare Krishna. He understands that Krishna is incarnated. He understands that he is an ocean of Satchidananda. Now we know all that. So why we should not like? So we should like. Because why? Krishna wants us to, if liking is there, then our consciousness will be there. So Krishna wants our conscious offering of doing effort and knowing effort. So our goal is not simply to train our mind to auto-do. Then one may ask, what is the need for training? Okay, let the body and mind cooperate, no, with the soul. Soul is giving chesta, let the body and mind cooperate. Suppose I am giving chesta and my body and soul is doing something opposite, or it is not able to synchronize, then it is more troublesome for me, no, extra chesta, no. Now I can enjoy. Body will with me, he will chant. Let it do auto chanting, but I will also do Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Let body do auto doing. I will do conscious calling. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. As you said, I am inviting the Lord, inviting and welcoming the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. And then I am liking, embracing this Shabda Avatara with my attention, hearing. So then by reading Prabhupada's book, by attending Soulful Japa, you develop what is the value. It's not simply a process. Process is to help us. Ultimately, the real thing is associating with the Lord, serving the Lord. Is not different from the Lord himself. The Nama is on my tongue. So this we have to keep in mind. We have to understand this, that you see, in what is the role of training in Soulful Japa. Training can help us in mindful japa. Training cannot help us in soulful japa, except other than japa time, other times there is a training for the background mind, which is reading, contemplating and meditating on all those truths. So to settle those Krishna consciousness in our subconscious, so that when we chant, then we chant with the background Krishna consciousness, not as a process alone. God is before me, I am pleasing the Lord. All those things will come to step by one. Soulful Japa will start. So therefore, again, I want you all to catch this secret. The diamond rule is ignore the mind that is gone. As soon as you realize the mind is gone somewhere, simply give again, activate means give activity to your training slice, new slice, mind slice, to chant and hear, chant and hear, chant and hear. You cannot fail in this at all. Yesterday also I told it's a fait accompli if you do this for 30 days. It's not, don't complicate it, keep it very simple. How to start, what to do, each mala, just do exactly what is being told, and then you repeat it as many times. Fatten your new mind slice. Mindful japa, mind slice, you have to fatten it. Fattening it by feeding it. Out of 108 beats, how many of the mindful japa you did? By linked chanting and hearing, as Prabhupada said, driven by the command of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada is our commander. He is commanding, chant and hear that very sound. You should feel that as an obedient disciple. Prabhupada is saying, chant and hear that very sound. Chant and hear that very sound. That becomes a feeling in the background. In the beginning of each meal, each mala, you do that, and with that feeling will last for 7-8 minutes. And that feeling, just like you see, if you become angry with somebody, even after the person goes, for at least 5-10 minutes, it will remain in your mind, in the background. In the same way, you repeat 3 times, generate that feeling of determination, and you will see very soon. For one mala, that feeling of that direction from the determination, the direction to connect and chant will be in the background mind, which will push the foreground mind to do linked chanting from hearing, concurrent chanting from hearing, and lock the attention. So now you have understood japa. The gardener's example is a very good thing. See, look at that. The gardener did not know what is attention. I never even spoke to him what is attention. Yet he gave attention. Similarly, we need not worry about training, about attention and all. You don't worry about it. Give chesta. Because knowing that, we know we have to be attentive. Don't try to bring back the attention. You try to give out chesta. Don't try to bring back the attention. Give out chesta, fresh chesta. That will make the training mind slice, that the new mind slice becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. And after that, you will only do linked chanting and hearing. When you do linked chanting and hearing, it will be linked, but still you will do conscious. Linking may be automatic. It's trained because the mind helps you. I told you, mind can help us. Auto doing can help us. But yet, I like calling out the names of Krishna. I like hearing the name of Krishna, even if it is automatic. That is devotional service. And that's what Krishna wants. From our heart, we should chant. From our heart, we should give. We should give our heart, not our body mind. You give our body mind, and our heart is in solving some problem. When the Lord, who can solve all the problems, is on my tongue, I am going and solving some other problem. Isn't it stupid? So, let me read some other same diamond. Yesterday we had one diamond quote. I am calling it diamond quotes to implement golden quotes. Okay, this is a support to implement the golden quotes. How to bring back the mind from inattentive chanting during practice. So there are 6 quotes that are there, and first quote was what we heard yesterday. I want you all to go to the Telegram module and see those quotes. Please read all those quotes. I have given explanation for all those quotes, one of them I will read each of them. Every time the mind goes away from japa into thinking, just apply freshly doing effort and knowing effort concurrently as per the direction in the golden quotes. No separate endeavor is required to bring the mind back. Then, next explanation for the Srila Prabhupada, it's very difficult to control the mind. When I chant, it wanders. So that we just now read quote number 2, diamond quote number 2. Srila Prabhupada stresses, my explanation, Srila Prabhupada stresses on applying chesta and not dragging your mind. The whole idea of practice is to activate a new mind slice for mindful japa and keep making it stronger and stronger by the day through repetition. Then starve the old mind slice of mindless japa as much as possible. Starve the old habit which you want to kill and feed the new habit which you want to train. Next, therefore, this is the only method, Prabhupada says, that you chant loudly and hear Hare Krishna. Your mind is in other things, it will be forced to concentrate on the sound. You haven't got to withdraw your mind from the other. See, very specifically Prabhupada is saying, because that is a distraction. That's the yogi's way. Jnana yogi's way. Ashtanga yogi's way. Bhakti yogi's way is go towards Krishna. Not deal with the negative. Deal with the positive. When you deal with the positive, negative will go away. It will get pushed. You want to throw away the negative, don't focus on the negative. Focus on the positive. Quote 4, again. So here, again, don't try to withdraw the mind from where it has gone. Just apply fresh doing effort and knowing effort as per golden quotes. Each time it goes, apply direction as per the golden quotes and repeat, chanting and hearing the same sound. Next quote 4, mind is so agitated you cannot concentrate. But if you chant loudly Hare Krishna, your mind will be forced to draw and hear. Here also you see the stress is on chesta. When not able to concentrate, simply apply the direction as per the golden quotes. Chant loudly using Kriya Chesta from your heart. And Jnana Chesta will force the mind to come to hear the chant. Then again, next quote also you can read. The summary is loudly chant to bring back the disturbed mind. Then the last quote is, don't be disappointed if sometimes your mind gives some agitation. See, this is very important. Take solace in this. Suppose you are failing. 50, half the round you are, during the practice, half the round you are not able to do mindful japa. Prabhupada says, don't be disappointed if your mind gives agitation. Such agitation is only temporary and will be driven away by chanting. You chant loudly whenever there is some disturbance and hear the transcendental sound attentively. That means as soon as it disturbs you, again Prabhupada is saying, just bring back and strengthen the new training mind slice. Mindful japa, mind slice, you fatten it, you feed that. Prabhupada is saying that you continue to feed. So just because the gardener chanted 16 rounds, it does not mean that he is very advanced. So some people say, no, unless you have done 30 years of japa, therefore all of a sudden, you could just do it, but not everybody can do it. No, don't connect it. I am not the evidence. The evidence is he's a gardener. In this entire episode, evidence is coming from the gardener. That means anybody, even a new person, can experience this taste and do uninterrupted japa without any mental tiring. It is not a big tapasya. Tapasya is after a month. When he gets familiarized, after that some tapomaya japa he has to do. If you don't do it, our japa will be auto doing and thinking. So if you have not done after 1 month after learning, even if you have done 30 years, you are just doing it. It's a mix of mindful japa and mindless japa. To the extent you have done mindful japa, you get benefit, you are progressing. It is decreasing, whatever it is, you are performing devotion service, everything. Because Prabhupada says, see, you go on, yesterday also I told that often offense of inattentiveness is inevitable for a practitioner. So as long as you go on doing chesta to chant, this offensive chanting will decrease. Because you give chesta, then it will give, automatically bring in attention. So unknowingly the gardener was touching the Nama Avatara and getting the strength from the Nama. So this reanalyzing in the eyes, in the light of gold, diamond rule of not bringing back the mind but offering Kriya Chesta. That is something that I have explained in module 51, which I posted today morning. You please read that. Whatever I am speaking will become very clear to you. And also read the 6 diamond quotes. You're already familiar with the golden quotes. And this way we come to a clear understanding of what we are doing during the training period, how we should do. You're already doing 10 days. Continue doing it. And it will be an asset for your rest of your life. Once trained, mindful japa, you need not worry. Rest, let us expand our soulful japa. Soulful japa expanding is a ever increasing ananda, pleasure. It is not a tapasya, because it is about relationship with the Lord. It is about giving transcendental feelings to the Lord who is present on your tongue. Okay, it's devotion. So that is a different thing. That and training for that is after, means not during japa but other times. So now, since you are going to go on doing this for 90 days, I won't be again talking about this. We'll revisit this practice once again. For now, we will slowly close the practice support and we'll start going back to our either old japa modules from 13 onwards, 14 onwards. Alternatively, I would, because see, Krishna is non-different from his name. Fine. But Krishna is not different from his name if you know. But Krishna himself we should know sufficiently. Your background mind should know. Should have a clear concept of Krishna, clear appreciation of Krishna, who is Krishna, all those things. You cannot give soulful feelings if you do not know who is Krishna. So we will, while this practice is going on, without disturbing, because this practice is for the foreground mind. Training, concurrent chanting, come hearing is for the foreground mind. We will start parallelly training for the background mind. And the training for the background mind is not during japa. You have to read, you have to hear, you repeat, you have to contemplate. So module after module, about 20, I am planning about 20 modules to explain, to feed into your subconscious and feel about Krishna. Then you know Krishna and his Krishna's name is same. So there has to be, ultimately, when you chant Hare Krishna, minimum soulful japa means there has to be a feeling of appreciation and gratitude. So I call that as appreciative, grateful remembrance. Should be there. Remembrance means, oh, now Krishna is on my tongue. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Should have a feeling of appreciation of the Nama for having incarnated. Therefore, gratitude to him. And appreciation can have different dimensions. He is Bhagavan, he is this, he is that, all those things. So that background is called Krishna consciousness. In Krishna consciousness, when you do this foreground activity, then chanting becomes soulful, japa. So this will be our plan of action. Probably in the next 20 modules we will talk about Krishna, glories of the Supreme Lord with respect to japa, especially the key ones, because we, even as devotees, we know so much about Krishna. The key things, have to be, when you think together, those key things, you don't realize how much happy we'll be when we discover the treasure of discovery that we have, what all we have discovered. what all people in the outside world, they do not know. They cannot enjoy that. We can enjoy who is Krishna, what is our relationship with Krishna, all these things. So now let me take some questions, and this is overall plan for next few things. And now and then every 5 modules, five sessions, we'll come back to again to review the foreground training module, and otherwise let it go on and keep yourself, don't break that. What I'm going to talk about, other things are not meant necessarily to be applied during japa. It is separate, parallel growth. This side you develop your background mind, and here this side, one side you are developing your foreground practices. Okay, so yesterday's questions I will take up. Now another thing I want to say, that so many questions here and there, so many printouts, I'm really confused what I answered, what I did not answer. In case any of you felt that I have not answered your question, I'm starting from yesterday's question. Any old questions which I have not answered, please you don't send it in the telegram, and I will answer that. Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu, you have received anyway all those things. Can you teach soulful japa to our Prime Minister, giving example of 1898 plague incident? This request is with regard to making Nama Prabhu famous throughout the country at this hour of crisis, when viruses have entered stage 3 of lockdown. You see that very quote of 1898 plague, where Prabhupada talks about that plague, and how in Calcutta they did some Sankirtana, and the plague, people believe that the plague left because of Harinam Sankirtana. The very next paragraph also you should read. Prabhupada is narrating as a matter of fact. Next thing he is saying that not that we want to use or promote use of Harinam for such things. So that is the reason why we are not going freely and telling, oh, all of you chant Hare Krishna, coronavirus will go away, this thing, that thing. No, we should not. We have sanctified. Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu is sanctified. Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu's servant only is Kala. Kala only is doing this Mahamari. Nothing goes without Krishna's control. Like Prabhupada says, even as a world war has to happen, it happens as per Krishna's control. Krishna knows what is our eternal good. The so-called situation of the world, the being bad, we cannot say. It's all for good. All for good. Human beings only have short-sightedness. God has long-sightedness. What is good? Anyway, so we don't want to use that. We want Nama. Okay. You want to purify the world? Let us all chant more rounds. Let us all chant nicely, without any specific desires. Nama Prabhu, let him do what he plans to remove coronavirus, or to remove lockdown, or economic collapse, or no economic collapse. Devotee is always peaceable. Krishna, my Lord, is in control. No accidents happen. No accidents happen in this world. To us it appears accidents, it appears going out of control. No, he is in control. In Model 46, he mentioned that one should not do hearing isolated from chanting. If someone is hearing, then automatically he is chanting also. How to understand this? Very easy, no? You see, somebody is doing auto-chanting. That means his Kriya Chesta is not there. And he is giving his jnana chesta. That means he is struggling to hear. I should hear, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama. But he is not putting that effort, kriya chesta. He is not linking up. What happens? This is exactly what we are doing, trying to hear all these years. You heard we should hear the Hare Krishna, trying to hear and failing. Why? Because it cannot, unless both coordinate with each other in a linked manner, it will go away. Why it will go away? Not on its own. Either something which is attractive, doing effort is pulling it, or attractive, knowing effort is pulling it. Yesterday I gave you examples. For either reason it can go away. Anyway, doing effort is sitting idle because you are doing auto chanting. Most of the time it is because the doing effort goes somewhere else to do something and pulls this knowing effort. What is that? Normally, when I am in auto chanting, I don't need any conscious effort to chant and to produce the sound and move the mala. I don't need. So my doing chesta is free. It goes to solve problems, thinking. And thinking you cannot do without supporting of knowing. It goes. This knowing, you may hold it. I want to hear my chanting. That will be tapasya. Because doing is waiting there. It wants support of knowing. Without knowing and doing together, you cannot do thinking. So both goes away and your thing will become automatic chanting with zero hearing. Zero hearing. Okay. How can I get Krishna's love? But I think I am not able to. What will be with me at the time of death? Because I am still not inclined towards Krishna. Please read Srila Prabhupada's books. Your entire life will change. There is no greater activity in the human form of life that you can do other than to get familiarized with who is Krishna. Hear that from a very bona fide source, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. And then, because He is your true benefactor, He is a true well-wisher, He is seated in your heart, surrender to Him, get into a relationship with Him, then you don't have to fear death at all. Hare Krishna Prabhu, chanting with closed eyes is making it easy to be attentive than with open eyes because it's distracting outside objects. Can I continue? As long as you don't sleep, you can do with closed eyes. But sometimes the tendency, when you close the eyes, there is tendency to sleep. So I have another suggestion. Don't see the people who are before you walking and all. Why don't you put your eyes open, keep your eyes open, but look at the floor below and go on chanting. So it will serve both the purpose. You will not get distracted also. You mentioned that doing and knowing attention can't be separated. I didn't say they can't be separated. They get separated. That is why, but once one gets separated, other will go and join. My choice, where to put this. So I put the both in one place. Definitely one of them can go somewhere. If that is very interesting than this activity, he'll take the other one also there. So for short time, they can be separated. And by your willpower, you can again bring it back. Again it will go, again bring it back. So by a willpower, 1 round, 2 round, forcefully you can hold them together. On this activity, on the activity. Because the activity is not interesting. One of them will get interested in some other doing or knowing and it will go away. So, in other words, what I was trying to say is that doing attention, knowing attention, they keep moving as per the interest. But finally they will settle on one particular thing. Both settle on one thing. So, what is that? We want both to settle on the holy name. So many times we are good in doing, not in knowing. No, that's. I will deal with it also. Probably yes. One more few more sessions I will be taking on. It is good to know our enemy better. Just for sake of knowledge, what is thinking japa? What actually happens when doing thinking? All that we'll spend 2-3 more sessions on that, because that's also connected to the training before I go into development of background mind. Okay. And a long question. In essence, the question says, my question is, if we do more rounds of japa at times, if you are going to do thinking japa, will it affect overall practice? Since now lockdown period, we have time and also feel like doing more chanting, but only if it's not mindful chanting for those rounds, will it have negative effect? What do you advise? No, why do you have to do mindless japa? You are practicing mindful japa is more energizing than mindless japa. So if you want to do more of mindful japa. Do more of mindful japa. But if you do mindful japa now, and then you 16 rounds and another 20 rounds you do extra, you do mindless japa, you are strengthening your old mind slice. You will fail in removing that old habit. So be very careful. Good you have asked this question. In many others also, please note this particular point. You have to starve the whole old habit. How do we verify that we are consciously offering doing effort? In my case, I think I am putting consciously knowing effort but not doing effort. This is what you are trying to hear, but you are not putting doing effort. This is the formula for the doing effort to jump towards thinking. And if you are at all able to successfully go on for some time, it's because again you are with self-control, you are doing this. Because your Kriya Chesta is not activated. Doing effort comes automatically. It's wrong what you are saying. Effort is different, doing is different. Your tongue does it doesn't mean that you are involved in it. Your chesta is there. Without chesta, your tongue can move. Please understand this. There is a lot of confusion in this. Don't think if you are doing something, there is doing effort. If I am reading an interesting novel and I am taking something and I am eating a sandwich. You are eating the sandwich without doing effort. There is no doing effort there. But actually doing is happening. You are chewing, you're finishing the whole, in 10-15 minutes you have finished the sandwich. But you did not give doing effort at all. Doing something is not equal to doing effort. You can do things without doing effort. So when you are doing the same thing, you are consciously putting knowing effort, that means you are consciously trying to hear. It is a very weak situation. There is no linking happening. So maybe linking is also happening. Maybe linking is happening, therefore it is remaining there for some time. You are linking with the auto-generated sound. Even better is consciously generated sound. Assisted by the auto. You cannot stop. Your mind has learned, it will learn. Okay. Kindly explain the purport of this verse in connection with japa. From wherever the mind wanders due to flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it, bring it back under the control of the self. Yes? Bring it back by what method? Bring it back by the method where Prabhupada has told us. Engage it in positive Krishna consciousness activity. That is a way. Serving Krishna with purified senses is called Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada himself answers. This is a way of bringing the senses under control. In other words, give positive engagement. Forget about, withdrawing it from somewhere else. And this is the meaning of Rishikena, controlling the engaging this Rishikena, Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. That means engaging the senses in the service of the Lord of the senses. That is bhakti, that is the definition of bhakti. So in the case of japa, all the senses, there are 10 senses, 5 are jnana indriyas or 5 are karma indriyas. Okay. Even more fundamental than 5 jnana indriya is what? Jnana cheshta. What is even more fundamental than 5 karma indriyas is kriya cheshta. Because without kriya cheshta drives the karma indriyas. Jnana cheshta drives the jnana indriyas. What we are doing in japa, even though one tongue only, one sense only is involved, tongue, and mind is involved, ear is involved. All the senses are not involved. Doesn't matter. The very source that drives both of them is called cheshta. So kriya cheshta and jnana, kriya cheshta to chant, jnana cheshta to know. 100% your cheshta shakti is offered bead after bead, bead after bead. This is Rishikena, Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. So chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the japa or the Sankirtana is considered to be the actual implementation of this verse, Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. Okay, I regularly follow your instruction, but my throat becomes sour after a few rounds, even if I am chanting very softly. Even I can't complete my 16 rounds in one shot. In any case, I can apply it what I should do. It's affecting my chanting. I can't chant loudly. Even after soft chanting, I can't sing in kirtan. So these physical issues are there. And you don't worry about, there is if you can't loudly chant also, if you're doing effort and knowing effort is there, you can chant even softly. Of course, you see, softly for you to hear. I told you in the beginning, there are 3 kinds of japas. One is murmuring, loud enough for you to be heard. Next is softly, in the sense, only your lip is moving, lip should move and tongue should move. And sound may not come, but you are hearing that. Soft means not a gross sound, but a soft sound. Very well. This kind of chanting you do. Apply all the principles there. Okay. You train your mind. It is possible to train your mind. When Prabhupada says chant loudly, he is only talking about a method to bring it back. But now we have developed another method. What is that? Look at the quote of Prabhupada and bring it back. Look at the quote of Prabhupada, bring it back. You don't have to chant loudly. Look at the quote of Prabhupada and give Kriya Cheshta. I wanted to know, should we start discreet chanting and sharpened, discerned hearing in this practice period only, or should we wait? No, you can start. Okay, now let's a very good point. I just want to tell you this, or shall I tell? Okay, 2 minutes I will tell you. Since we are all practiced with chanting, we know we don't miss any Hare Krishna word, Hare Hare or something we should not miss. So we should, when we say chant and hear sharply, the right formula that you should tell yourself is distinctly chant and hear sharply. So since anyway we are practicing chanting to hearing, qualify it with distinctly chant and sharply hear. I did not put that as a practice now, because if I put that, then too many things will be coming. So I was keeping this for the third week and fourth week. The second week and third week, we already started linking up and you're familiar with it. I will give you, if you are in a hurry, it doesn't matter. From the third week, in addition to this, one more thing I'll be saying, that distinctly chant and sharply hear. Distinctly chant and sharply hear. So the third week and fourth week, this is what I was planning. Is there any technique to become unfamiliar with Hare Krishna mantra, since familiarity is not letting us hold our chesta? Yeah, you can only familiar with the external sounds, my friend. You can never become familiar with Krishna. That Shabda is unlimited. He is not knowable fully at all. So if we simply understand this Shabda that is on my head, it's nothing to become, I just can't become familiar, right? Familiar means what? I know him, everything. You walk with me for a few days, you become familiar with me, then I know everything about him. If you think the sound is only just like the gardener, okay, it's a sound, I am unfamiliar, let me get familiar, I memorized it, and now I am familiar. No. You change your idea of Nama. This Nama is the ocean of rasa. It's the ocean of, Krishna is unlimited, everything. How can I become familiar? So if this idea of Nama as an inexhaustible absolute truth, Sarva Karna Karanam is this Nama, then that is a way, answer to your question. Is there a way we can become unfamiliar? You can become unfamiliar because he can never be known. Hare and Krishna and Rama, what they are, you can never know fully. So you will always be unfamiliar. You can never know Krishna in full because he is inexhaustible. His glories are inexhaustible. Following is my understanding. Okay, we'll take up tomorrow. Thank you very much. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu ki Jai.